Okay, so welcome. So nice to have some faces here. So yeah, today we're always gonna kind of start with that same balancing and kind of clearing that we've been doing. So I'll always guide us through that to start, and then we're gonna do some breath, really gentle breath today that focuses on inhaling and holding it in and exhaling and holding it out. And this helps to work with the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system and give a really nice reset. And it's a really simple, really easy practice you can use on any given day. And those days where we can be really busy and a lot of things are going on and we want to kind of come back and relax. And it's a really nice breath to use with that as well. And then we're going to do it's a Kundalini meditation with the mantra Sata Nama, which I'll go through as well. And those are like the primal sounds of the universe. So it helps to bring us into that balance of the cycles of life. And we are in kind of that final releasing of the moon. The new moon rolls in on Tuesday in Taurus. So sun and moon meet up in Taurus. So right now the moon is in Aries, and tomorrow it will start transitioning over into Taurus. So that moon in Aries and that subconscious mind kind of can bring up a little bit of resistance to moving forward and like stepping into the power and bringing up some of those fears that we feel. That can be lack of worth. It can just be fear of being seen, not wanting to show up in our body fully, not wanting to have those confrontations with other people due to past experience with confrontation, even though confrontation doesn't always end in conflict. And there could have even been a little bit of anger and frustration coming forward. So just things to keep in mind as you go forward. And then there's lots of kind of influences with love and with Venus and some really beautiful aspects like that happening today. Venus is squaring Jupiter, which means you have this expansion with love kind of coming to that little bit of a head of a square off to see if there is maybe those conversations that want to be had. And then Venus is going in Pisces today, exacting. So that means it's the time where it's entered that. So this is also that kind of full vision of what that love and what that romance is with the self, with society, with people. So there is this really beautiful energy that's with the heart today. And again, kind of bringing us back to the whole reason these were formed was that inner peace and coming back to that place of neutrality within so that we can be neutral when we approach different areas of life. And especially in this time we find ourselves in, that neutrality is really important. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of touch on that because it's really nice. We also have the sun conjuncting Uranus, which is this expansion of self happening. This Taurus season, the full moon and the new moon, both bring them really great, lots of opportunities to step into that growth with a lot of kind of earthly blessings. So it's really in this realm, in this world, and staying within ourselves here instead of trying to escape through whatever means we can use, whether that is meditation or whether that's some sort of other way we can use these to kind of step outside when these are things that should bring us within. So this Taurus energy is really letting us ground into creating our life that feels really good for ourselves. So as we're in this releasing phase from that Scorpio full moon, in the sign of Taurus, it's really, really nice to just set that intention to really release and step out of the box a little bit more. If there's something that you want to do and you're not really letting yourself do it, to take the time and take that initiative to really go forward with it. So yeah, and then our Reiki message, our Reiki card is diligence. And the back of the card is one of the precepts. It's today I will do my work honestly. So this is doing everything that you do with complete honesty and reverence and communicating with that same honesty with yourself and with other people. So I think that's yellow too. So Aries represents that fire element, which is that solar plexus. So we have this kind of energy supporting us to step into our dreams, to step into them with confidence, to know that we can create them, and to also have that healing happen on the different timelines in our life, to step out of any of those childhood experiences and bring forth that joy and that peace and that love. So really beautiful kind of welcoming themes to come into. So yeah, without further delay, let's just kind of jump right into it. So if you want to find yourself in that comfy position and welcoming your hands into prayer position in that gasho. So hands are a little bit pointed forward, about 45 degrees. Base of the wrists are pushed into the chest. Eyes are gently closed, and you have a slight pressure on those middle fingers. And starting to take those really deep breaths of awareness. And just paying attention to the breath today, where it is, how it feels, where it's sitting. And welcoming in that energy line that comes in through the top of the head, down through the core of the body, and lands in that Tanden center, the Dantian. About 2 or 3 inches below the navel point, a third of the way in the body. So as you inhale, draw that imagine that line coming all the way down through the head, down through the body, landing in this space. And as you exhale, feel the energy sit there. Feel it stay in that center, kind of locking it in. And opening up with the deepest levels of gratitude to all of our ancestors, our guardians, our angels, all light beings in the highest alignment of love and acceptance for this world. Offering gratitude and deep love to all the lineages from which these practices and teachings have been passed down from and shared with us from. Offering yourself gratitude for being here. Offering yourself gratitude for taking the time, connecting, and for sharing. And just taking a gentle bow, either with your head or from your waist, and acknowledging all souls here and all souls who will join in the replay. And taking 3 more breaths in that deep awareness of inhaling that light through the top of the head, down through the body, into that center point, that Dantian, and exhale to feel it lock in. Inhaling, receiving that energy from the sun to drop in and charge the body, charge the energy body, and exhale to lock it in. And one final breath in the same manner, inhaling that beautiful sunlight in through the crown, down the body, landing in the Dantian, and exhaling to feel it lock in. And in your own way, when you're ready, letting your arms just gently float down to your lap and bringing yourself back with your eyes gently opening. And feeling that shift that happens in that little time frame where we take that connection and welcome in that gratitude and the lineages and just the breath, and welcoming in that sunlight energy into the body and storing it to fuel and keep us going. So we're going to move into the same practice we've been doing the past few weeks to begin, and I will always guide us through it, which is that when we do the crossing over the torso 3 times and drawing out the energy from the arms 3 times to neutralize and clear the auric field and the energy body. So taking that nice inhale and an exhale. And on your next inhale, inviting that right hand to come up to the top of the left shoulder. And exhale in your own time, crossing the front of the body, crossing the solar plexus, that little soft spot at the top of the belly, and coming down to the right leg. And inhaling that left arm up to the top of the right shoulder. And following your own breath as you exhale that arm in the same manner, crossing that same soft point at the top of the belly and coming to the left hip. And one more time with that right hand coming to the top of the left shoulder. Inhaling and exhaling in your own time, in your own manner, clearing that other quadrant there to the right hip. On your next inhale, keeping that right hand moving, coming up to the outside of the left shoulder, inhaling. And exhaling, drawing the energy down the outside of the left arm, down, out, and through the pinky. And the same fashion, left hand inhaling up to the outside of the right shoulder. And exhaling, drawing the energy down the outside of the right arm, out through the pinky. And one final time, inhaling that right arm up to the outside of the left shoulder. And exhaling, drawing that energy out through the left arm, the outside, and out through the pinky. And when you're finished inhaling and letting those hands, those palms rest up towards the sky, resting just on the tops of the inner thighs. And breathing here in the same way as drawing that sunlight in through the crown of the head, into the dantian. And exhale, we're going to send this energy through every being, every cell of our body. Inhaling to receive the energy of the sun, drawing it down into the dantian. And exhale to send that energy through the entire body, the auric field, and you can even expand it into the room. So we're going to stay here for a few minutes. This is that soul purification exercise. Inhaling that sun energy into the crown, all the way in, down to the dantian. And exhale, feeling it explode into every cell, every layer, into the auric field, and expanding it into the room, the house, the building, helping to purify and strengthen the energy of the entire space that you live, as well as yourself. So I'm going to put some music on and let us stay here for a few minutes.
Falling on down, straight like an arrow, sky to the ground, bringing new life, bringing it all around, yeah, all around on sweet mama earth, bringing new life, giving new birth, opening the seed, carrying the fruit from the flower, yeah. Some people say they can sell you the rain. Most people say that they're going insane, gathering the gold for your personal gain. Well, come around and drown you again. In the water, the water to survive. Need the water. What is keeping us alive? Need the water. The water to survive, pure water. Agua pura, pura vida. Yamaya, Oshu. Yamaya, Oshu. Yamaya, Oshu. fall like a rain, all up on the way to the ocean and to the sky. The mountain high, glaciers born and some of them die. Deep in the body, pure water runs deep, blowing up above and the harvest we reap. This year a song for the waters are weak. How can it be that we're poisoning the blood that's been given to us, and the water now say that we cannot be trusted? Until we see once again that you poison yourself in the water, my friend. You poison your own blood in the water, water, the water to survive. Need the water, water. What is keeping us alive? Need the water, water, the water to survive. Pure water, water, agua pura, pura vida.
Yamaya, Yamaya, Oshu, Yamaya, Yamaya, Oshu, Oshu, Yamaya, Yamaya, Oshu, Yamaya, Yamaya, Oshu, Oshu.
Every drop is a bringing new life,
Agua pura, pura vida.
and in every ocean, life giving life, giving life, giving life.
Pura vida.
Every drop is a prayer.
Agua pura, pura vida.
Every river, every tear.
Agua pura, pura vida.
The water, water, the water to survive. Need the water, water. What is keeping us alive? Need the water, water, the water to survive. Pure water, water, agua pura, pura vida.
Oshu, Yamaya, Yamaya, Oshu, Oshu, Yamaya, Yamaya, Oshu, Yamaya, Yamaya, Oshu,
Oshu, Yemaya, Yemaya, Oshu, Yemaya, Yemaya, Oshu,
Very gently inviting yourself to deepen back into the breath. Take a few nice deep breaths. Maybe feel your tailbone, your seat bones, your feet on the floor, depending how you're sitting, where you're sitting. Always taking notice in those subtle shifts that happen and letting yourself come back into this time, in this moment. Always feels so nice and just centered after that. A few minutes does a lot. So we're going to move into the breath suspension and what this does. And when we, controlling the breath and stepping into the breath has so many different components to it when it comes to our overall well-being, our overall health and functionality of the body and the digestive system. That it's something to really enjoy working on and to meet yourself where you're at. So, some people do this exercise and they hold everyone for upwards of 1 minute to 2 minutes. So we are going to work on getting to 8 seconds today. So we're going to start with just a cycle of 2 seconds, and then 4 seconds, and 6 seconds, and 8 seconds. And if any point in time you feel like it's too much, come out of it, breathe normally, recenter, and if you feel ready to join back in, then join back in. If we get to a point where, say, it's 6 seconds and you find that you're better at 4 seconds or 5 seconds, then stay in that rhythm, in that cycle, in that counting. because this is something that will change over time, and your breath control and your breath suspension will gradually build on itself the more you engage with it. So really important just to stay where you are, to meet yourself where you're at. And it's a really simple kind of technique. And they actually teach some of it, I think, when they go through panic attacks, they teach you the 4, like to make a box and do a square with it. So we're doing a similar breathing as that, because it just does so many good things for the body to start the day. So you're going to inhale. We're going to start with inhaling for 2 seconds, holding it in for 2 seconds, exhaling for 2 seconds, and holding that breath out for 2 seconds. So we're going to do each round for a minute. So we'll breathe in for 2 seconds, hold the breath for 2 seconds, exhale the breath for 2 seconds, and hold the breath out for 2 seconds. And then we'll go up to 4 seconds and 6 seconds and then 8 seconds. So I'll give that little reminder when we're switching times, and the first couple rounds I'll kind of count with us, and then I will leave you to it on your own to have your own experience, and then to find that comfortable space where you feel safe with the breath, right? We don't want to trigger any panic or anything like that. So do what feels safe to you, always. Okay. So your hands are just going to they can just be resting on your lap, palms up. They can be palms down. That's a little bit more grounding. Palms up to receive, or you can have them in Gyan Mudra, which is your thumb tips and your index finger touching. And that is that knowledge expansion mudra there. So find yourself in that comfortable space, maybe grabbing a sip of water. And welcome yourself in. And the 2 seconds might feel like it's not enough breath, and that's okay. Like I said, just let yourself be your guide. This is all about coming within and honoring yourself where you are at all times in all spaces. So I'm just going to set a little timer, and then we're going to start going. Okay, so beginning, inhaling, 1, 2, holding it in, exhaling, and holding it out. Inhaling for 2, holding it in for 2, exhaling for 2, holding it out for 2. Inhaling for 2, holding it in for 2, exhaling for 2, holding it out for 2. And continuing in this way. And beginning to welcome in the shift. Beginning to inhale for 4 counts. Holding it in for 4. Exhaling. And holding it out. And going with yourself now. And when you hold in the breath, relax the shoulders and the neck. You're going to lift the diaphragm and relax the shoulders and the neck so that we're actually allowing the breath to keep circulating. Try not to tense the shoulders and tense the neck when you hold the breath in or extend it out. And beginning to welcome in to the count of 6, On your next inhale, breathing in for a count of 6. When you hold the breath in, if you're finding it a little bit hard and you get that urge to exhale, you're welcome to take a little sip of breath in and see if that relieves the pressure to exhale. The same thing on the exhale. If you feel the urge to inhale before you're finished the count and it feels safe, take a little bit of an extra exhale and see if you can stay longer. And getting ready to prepare to come into that count of 8. On your next inhale, breathing in for that count of 8. Holding the breath in for a count of 8, softening the shoulders and the throat. We're going to stay in this segment for 1 more minute. And completing the cycle of breath you're on with that full exhale. And taking some nice full breaths in and out. Letting that breath re-regulate. Maybe placing your palms face down to give you a little bit extra grounding. Maybe really gently rolling your neck, either from side to side or very gently taking that full neck roll to the back. Listening to your body and very gently welcoming yourself in. So that breathing technique where you slowly start to add more time and welcome in those gentle increments. You can stay in the same time frame. Say you wanted to do 6 seconds every day, then do 6 seconds for every day for about a week, 2 weeks, a month, and add more time, and gradually you'll see that you're able to do this for a longer duration of time. And it's really beneficial to practice breathing techniques like this, especially if you are someone who comes in who has, any experience where you feel like you're in that state of panic, or you've had that connection with anxiety. The more you practice this outside, the stronger it gets. So if you are in a state of nervousness in any level of I don't want to say extremes, but in any level of experience, you're going to have more of a grounded practice, so you can do it more strongly when you need it in like everyday life, for example. It really helped me a lot. Like 10 years ago when I was going through a lot of panic attacks, this was my go-to thing. And then even now on a day-to-day basis, if I'm feeling just like I need to just come into myself and just ground and recenter, this is what I do. So again, that practice, even a few times a week, just kind of automatically brings us into that space of, okay, I know what I'm doing. Body starts to do it by itself, because when we're in those states of nerves, I'm going to call it, when the nervous system's just a little bit out of whack, it's hard to kind of search for the things that can help us. So if you have a few things that are automatic in the tool belt, these are then it comes naturally, and it's easier. It's less stress to try to think of something or find the book or find the video or do something. And this is like a really, really, it's simple. You remember it. Yeah. So we're going to move into the mantra meditation. I have a little book to cheat here, because these aren't something I made up. These are things that have been around for a long time. So the mantra of Sa, Ta, Na, Ma, these are known as the primal sounds, being the S, the M, the Ta, the N, and the Ah, the primal sounds of the universe. So the Sa represents infinity, totality of the cosmos. Ta represents life in the form of material and the infinite form. Na is death, or that transformation. And Ma is that rebirth. So we have that infinite vibration of life, death, and rebirth, and that cycle and that energetic vibration of what that brings to us. So we're going to do this meditation it comes in segments as well. So you're using your hands too. Your hands are just on your lap. So I'm going to show you like this: Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Some of you may have done this before. It's Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. So if they're just here, so when you're doing it, it's Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. So we chant it out loud. You chant it out loud we're going to do 3 minutes around. So you chant out loud, and then you chant in a whisper for 3 minutes, and then you chant it mentally for 3 minutes. And then you chant in a whisper for 3 minutes, and then you chant out loud for 3 minutes. And we kind of let that marinate and come back together after that. So it's about, 18, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, about 18 minutes for this meditation. And then that's going to take us I'm going to give a little Reiki blessing and invite you to step in and offer yourself some blessings, and anyone in your life that you may know that could use a little extra love and support right now as well. So finding yourself in that space and just bringing your hands into that position on your lap. I'm going to put a timer on again, because my eyes are going to be, eventually I'm going to lose it, because I'll get into it. So bear with me for a moment. So taking an inhale And an exhale. Another inhale and exhale. And you kind of take little sips of breath in between your chanting of the mantra. So inhale to prepare and begin. Sa, ta, na, ma, 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 ta, na, ma, sa, ta, na, ma, sa, ta, na, ma, sa, ta, na, ma. If you feel comfortable, you can even add that little bit of a belly pump on each one. So belly comes sa, ta, na, ma, pulling the navel point back into the spine. Sa, ta, na, ma, sa, ta, na, ma, sa, ta, na, ma, sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma, 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 sa, ta, na, ma. And getting ready to transfer into the whisper. And transitioning into that whispering of sa, ta, na, ma, 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 And inviting that gaze to come into the third eye and begin to mentally say this mantra in your mind. Still moving the fingers in alignment with the mantra. Beginning to come back into the whisper. Sa, ta, na, ma, 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 sa, ta, And beginning to come back into the mantra spoken out loud. Sa, ta, na, ma. 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 Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath in. Let the eyes gaze up. Tongue tip touches to the upper top of the mouth. Let the energy rise. Strengthen the spine. And exhale. And staying in this space, staying in your breathing, connecting to your breath. This meditation is also known to help increase intuition, balance the hemispheres of the brain, and helps to create the destiny, especially when someone feels they have none. This mantra describes the continuous cycle of life and creation. So welcoming your right hand to come up beside your shoulder, just elbows relaxed at the side. Your right hand is slightly tucked back, and left hand is going to just come up just onto the heart. So our right hand is up to give and our left hand is on our heart to receive. So when you inhale, you're going to receive energy into your heart. It's going to circulate through your body. And as you exhale, you're going to give energy out to balance. Calling forth all divine beings of all the highest vibrations of light and love in this space here, in agreement to all of our souls, all of our karmic lessons, and all of the alignments in which we are able to step into at this time and space. Calling in all the angels, all the guardians, all the ancestors, all the Reiki lineages, and anchoring into Sensei Usu. With his blessing, allow the energy to flow into your heart. Allow any areas of your life to welcome in forgiveness and acceptance and compassion, to balance the elements, to welcome abundance on every level, prosperity across all planes, all timelines, to anchor us into the truth of our being here in this life, to see clearly and awaken our true divine potential, and to instill within us the blessing of peace. Inhaling to feel that energy come in, into the front of the heart, into the back of the heart, into the spine. And with every pump of the heart, allowing it to fuel and go through all of the cells as it circulates through the entire system. If there's any particular place in your life you'd like healing, bring it into your awareness and your intention. Visualize this beautiful green light, emerald green light, creating an arch above you. And visualize this green light pouring down as a crystal waterfall around your entire aura, healing any energetic residue, sticky plasma, releasing any cords with blessings of love and acceptance and no harm. And feel the green light fall to your feet, surrounding you with this beautiful energy. And inviting, if there's anybody in your life or any place that you'd like to send an intention of healing to, bring that into your awareness and hold it in your palm of the right hand. Or hold as much as you would like in the right hand. And breathe with that awareness. Send any blessings that come to mind. And know that it goes with the intention. We don't need to force it. Inhaling to receive and exhaling to give. Feeling safe and protected and grounded in that beautiful green light that we can share with the world. Breathing into the heart and really feeling that heart, feeling the root, feeling grounded in that love for yourself, for the world, for everybody, for all living things. Offering blessings to the waters of the earth, to the trees, the oceans, the lakes, the rivers, the streams, the insects, the plants, the people, the fish, all things of creation, all things that hold a vibration, the earth, the cosmic universe itself. Feel the energy explode like a beautiful firework out of your hand and really reach the farthest corners of the earth. May peace prevail upon this planet. May truth prevail upon this planet. May love prevail upon this planet. May unity come in balance. the planet. Taking an inhale and a collective exhale. Inhale, reaching those arms up overhead, palms come together to touch. Holding the breath in. And exhale, palms face out and wash down that auric field. And again, inhaling, palms come up together in your own time. Just go through this a few ways and what feels right to you. Palms coming up to touch. And exhaling to pull the energy down through the field. Taking a few extra seconds as you get to the earth, a few breaths to ground. And one more time, bringing the arms back up into palm center above the head. And feeling that energy really pull through the fingers, really pull down and anchor down. And take a few breaths with the hands either in contact with the earth or feeling the energy of the earth rise into the hands rise into the earth. And bringing your hands to your knees and just doing a few Sufi grinds, which is that spinal kind of rotation at the lower back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Just keep going in one direction. Taking them as big or as small. Always bringing that breath all the way down to that Dantian center. And preparing to go the opposite way. Inhaling forward, exhaling to round back. And coming into that space, that neutral spine in the center when you're ready. Maybe taking a few little twists if that feels right for you, or giving your neck a little, letting your shoulders have a little shrug. And bringing your palms together in front of the heart. And we're going to rub them together, connect ourselves back. And just letting them come back into this space of togetherness when you feel ready. And offering deepest levels of gratitude, deepest levels of love and respect to each of you and each of us for showing up today, and everyone who's joining later. Offering deepest levels of gratitude to all the light beings, all the angels, the guardians, the ancestors, the lineages that are here today, from which these teachings come, from which our own connections have created. Offering you my deepest blessings and hoping that you have a beautiful day. Bringing the thumbs to the third eye. A gentle bow. May peace come and wash over the planet. And letting the hands just fall to the rest and chest and just taking your time. And coming back. If you feel like you want to sit or lie down for 15 or 10 to 20 minutes afterwards to really let this really sink in, you're invited to do so. It's always nice to take a little bit of your own time before we kind of get up and move into the next thing, to really enjoy what just transpired and to really let that nervous system just keep integrating and keep flowing. So spend some time outside today if you can. Get in nature, feel your feet in the earth, and take care of yourselves and, take care of other people when we can. It's so important to let people feel connected right now and to connect to ourselves. So thank you so much for coming. Thanks so much for joining. Hope you have a good day. And if anyone wants to share anything, I'll hang out for a minute or two. But yeah, feel free to hop off if you feel complete. And yeah, thank you. Mm.